right. Over here at the top right, our purple Zerg player, a member of the Team Prime. Some people think he likes to listen to music. Maybe he's like a DJ. Some of our Korean commentators seem to think so.
1, 2, 1, check Prime B.
That'll never get old.
I love that, man. I want to actually like get an MP3 of that. I mean, a video of that, like an API. Play it all the time. So he, of course, is Check Prime. We, his opponent, coach of the Team Foyu, but still plays competitively. Just barely edged out his opponent to qualify. He is. Just thought it was such a funny guy. I don't know what his shirt said, like justifiable, and it was like a moose on his shirt. I don't even know what that means. What does it mean? And surprisingly, right off the bat, Choya is actually going to make a forge. So he may be planning on doing some cannon shenanigans because there's almost no reason to make that forge first on this map.
No, not really, especially with those rocks on that massive ramp there. But we do see a pull first opening yet again from Czech. Wants to be safe. And interestingly, is he sending out 2 probes for scouting?
Yes, he is. He really wants to get there ASAP so he can cannon. I think he's most likely just going to go and cannon the high ground over here. I'm not entirely sure what his plan is, though, because normally on this map, you can just Nexus first. You just can no matter what. It's a huge map. And I'm thinking he's probably got some specific strategy planned here with cannons. And now he may just keep this probe around here and then use the second probe to do something, but that other probe is just kind of hanging around over there at the top left of the map.
I think he was trying to look to punish a hatch first by this build here. He hasn't put a cannon at home. He's gone straight for that Nexus. He's checked up there a couple of times now for that expansion.
Yeah, I don't think he's actually going to do anything with that probe. It's a good point, because if his opponent had gone hatchery first, he would have been able to maybe get away with doing some cannoning. It's just strange to me that he would choose that build right off the start. And it's actually also strange that Czech would go for a speed lane expand on this map anyways, you know, rather than going for his own hatch first. So it's very unusual. Both players kind of thinking maybe he expects me to do this, so therefore I will not.
Yeah, it does come into the what does he think that I think that he thinks. Yeah.
Whoa, that was so deep.
It was.
And it looks like Czech is actually going to take the front base rather than the backdoor expansion. He's actually pulling a little bit of minerals here. He may decide to do both. That would be interesting. I don't know if you can actually hold that, though. That's pretty tough.
Well, what do you think here of Czech's decision to expand down in front of the ramp instead of the more safe back expansion?
Well, there are more minerals there. There's 2 extra patches. And in general, I believe the mineral patches... Nope, I was wrong. I thought that there were more minerals in general at the regular one, but it was not. There's actually, this map changes a lot.
Yeah, it does.
The backdoor gas was a high yield, and it wasn't, and now it is again. So that's one reason why a lot of players like to get that backdoor expansion, so you can get extra gas. And he is going to take it. Get a shot of it in a second. He's taking the backdoor expansion as well.
Yeah, I like this choice by Czech.
This is so risky, but...
It is risky, but I like it anyway because he's got to realize with that forge, there is going to be an expand behind it. And he will try and get away with this. It's going to come down to if he can get the right scouting, to get the timing, to actually defend himself when the attack comes.
Yeah, and it also comes down to, is Choya going to 6 gate, and is Choya going to realize that there's a hatchery there? I mean, he's probably going to assume there's going to be that one there pretty quickly. The cool thing about this is if you take the natural, it's kind of not extremely difficult to defend. It's almost like defending your natural as normal. Yep. But then you have that third base out that's really, really easy to defend. Your opponent can't just kind of run over there with a bunch of stalkers, attack it.
We actually have air weapons level 1 being researched and chrono boosted. Not sure if that's a mistake or he's planning on that. Sometimes
I don't think it's a mistake, but it's weird because he actually has not made a Stargate.
Yeah.
And he may want to be trying to sync that up with his first Void Ray, and so he is going to make use of that probe finally. I see what's going on.
Yeah, we did see that before, and I was like, it's a little bit too far to walk.
Is he going to make 2?
Oh.
I knew it. Okay, this is doing the wolf build. All right, sometimes you can get away with this. You don't always have to proxy the Stargates. Though if you make 2 Stargates and crank out Void Rays, and your opponent doesn't have enough Queens, you can just kill his hatchery, and then if it doesn't work out, you just pull back your Void Rays, then make Phoenixes, and then lift up the Queens. But a lot of funky times you can do, you can wait and hide your Void Rays, and then come with like 4 and a Phoenix, and then you can just crush through anything almost with that. There's a lot of different options he has. I like this move. And that plus one
really
air
helps.
Yeah, that +1 air going to be done. It's going to be extremely helpful.
Yeah, it does a little bit more upgrades, I believe, on the attack damage of Void Rays than the ground compared to Stalkers. Just because it is a constant stream of damage in there. Oh my god, he's actually seen it.
And not only is he going to see it, but will he be able to take that pylon out? Smartly, the probe makes a second one. Good choice there by Choya because that Zergling may have had other friends.
I don't think he can even get to that pylon at the back. That's interesting. We do have Spore Crawlers going down everywhere. 3 Queens in production now here for Check. Yeah. I think he'll be able to handle this. Oh no, the Zergling can get back there just barely. Very. But the Void Rays are going to pop here. It's going to come down to... Does he want to wait? Or does he want to go and do the damage
I don't think he can wait anymore. He's got to go. Of course, the Spore Caller is already ready. He's got 2 Queens here at the natural. It's going to be very difficult to make this work.
Yeah, the creep spread is missing from that ramp, though, so if he decides to bounce between the main and the natural, that could work well, but no, we've probably got Lings here trying to take out the pylons at the back near these Stargates. We've got 2 more Void Raids in production as well, and we've got more Gateways coming down here.
Yeah.
And Warp Gate Reset now only just started because he went for that air weapons first.
I think this is going to be really interesting. What I was going to say, actually, about this is what Choya needs to do now is just add a bunch of gateways. He can maybe hit a timing attack. Even so, he's going to have to take it through. He's going to have to do something because these Void Rays just are not going to work. Although he may catch a Queen here.
It is off creep. Nothing you can do about it. It is going to drop. 4 Void Rays with +1 weapons take down Queens so fast.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate for that Queen. She was just doing her job. She was spreading some creep. Void Rays came and ruined her day. There are 4 Void Rays versus 4 Queens. There is a Phoenix in the mix, though.
Oh, he's actually getting a lot of damage on that one Void Ray. I think he meant to actually click past those rods, but ended up attacking. He's actually supply blocked at the moment.
Yeah, he did lose that pylon. I think that kind of messed up his timings a little bit. It looks like he will be able to take out the Spore Crawler without losing the Void Ray. That was close.
There we go. He looks like he's going to lift up some Queens as well. Nice transfusions here by Check yet again.
Check is just everywhere with his Queens. I love this play by Check. He just knows what to do.
Yeah, we do have more Phoenixes coming out here for Choya. He's also got a Twilight Council on the way.
Indeed he does. And it looks like these Phoenixes may be the last. He's going to send these Zerglings over here to attack. Just get a shot of it in a second. Those Stargates under attack.
It looks like with only those 4 Void Rays, Choya's in a weird position. He's not exactly. It looks like he's not exactly sure what he wants to do right now. He can't really pressure Check at all. Check's got 3 bases. Choya's on 2. He's going for DTs by the looks of it, as the lair is morphing by the just up here in the main for Check. So this could work out well.
I like this timing of getting the 3rd base after getting the Dark Shrine because it allows him to be very flexible. He's got a lot of those Stargate units out, which means that Roaches are just not really going to work. It's just not something that Choya is going to, or Check rather, is going to want to do. Look at how many Queens that is. That is actually 10 Queens. There are 10 Queens out. That's kind of a lot.
It's a lot. But they worked last game, so I don't see why they wouldn't work this game as well. We do have Blink on the way as well. The downside to these DTs, I feel, is because of the response to the Void Rays, he's already going to have detection. And oh, there's a lot of Lings here going to get us around on these Stalkers. Not many Zealots here either. The Void Rays are coming back to try and deal with it, but I think he's going to force a cancel. He's actually going to run right past these cannons, straight into the mineral line of the main, and he sees the DT Shrine.
Yeah, in fact, he may actually kill these Zealots and then kill the Shrine itself, but he is going to actually just run around, see what he can find. He wants to see how many gateways there are, and he sees all of the gateways, all 8 of those gateways there in the backdoor expansion. And all these Zerglings will fall, but they do kill a lot of pros, force them to stop mining. Check is in a great spot right now. He's actually 30 supply ahead.
Yeah, this is exactly the information he needed. He's also just thrown down a Hydra Den, getting Roach speed and +1 missile attack. A great response by Check.
Yeah, getting that Hydra Den and getting that +1 attack is so important. He knows no robotics tech. Where is it? He hasn't seen it. He's been around. He doesn't see it. No Colossi to worry about. So going Hydras is just the perfect choice.
We got 11 Roaches in production with Burrow as well. Realizes there is no detection for him either. That's going to work out a lot in his favor. DTs being moved around the map now by Choya, getting +1 weapons as well.
Yeah, remember, these Void Rays do have +1, so they're still a pretty formidable force. He does have 4 of them out on the map, like you were mentioning earlier, and he's got 5 Phoenixes out as well, so he's just kind of moving around the map trying to find his opponent's weak spots where he can.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see all 5 of those Phoenixes lift up Queens, because he's getting a lot of energy on those when he does attack. Like if we actually have a look, you can't actually see it on the stream, but most of those have at least 100 energy.
Yeah. And the robotics facility has just now started. One thing I can be really critical of Chekhov with how many Queens he has is the creep spread should be way further by now. They should be like creeping into his 3rd base.
Well, he is playing very defensively at the moment. He's seen a lot of aggressive moves by Choya in the first game. He's seen the exact same thing in this game. And I I understand his mindset right now. He just wants to stay in the game until choya overextends himself and then punish him for it.
Exactly. Now, choya does have that robotics facility done. Will he make a bay? Most likely. Some overlords moving forward here. Going to start spreading that creep.
Looks like he wants to be offensive. Okay, I'm completely wrong.
Well, he hit that timing where he's got that good saturation on the 3 bases. He's got those upgrades going. He's got +1. And he just wants to punish choya's 3rd base and possibly a 4th. Now, with these queens coming as well, it's going to be really, really tough for choya to hold this.
Yeah, we do have that Robotech now coming out here for choya, but Czech is actually almost max. 193 supply to 139. I think he just wants to end it right here, right now, before choya can get that death ball type of unit. He's also got a Spire on the way. And looks like this engagement's going to be very quick. He sees all of these units here now, and he's going to go for it. All these Zerglings getting surrounded on these Stalkers. So nicely done. All the Hydras and Roaches are stuck behind the force fields, though. The Overlord's coming forward as well. He's going to clean up a lot of that. Czech wisely pulling the remainder of his Zerglings back. All those Queens are right in there with it now. And here we go, focusing down all the Void Rays. Nicely done. Transfusers going off on all the Hydras as well.
Yeah, it looks like this is going to be
looking very dwindly right now.
Yeah, this is going to look... This may be the end of choya, to put it bluntly. I don't think he can hold this. He should have force fielded again. He didn't. He moved forward like he was going to do it, and I was like, yes, that's what you need to do. And then he just got nervous and then didn't force field. And once those Hydras came down the ramp, it was lights out.
Yeah, and we also see Czech banking auto minerals yet again. The Spire's about to finish. We're going to see 9 or 10 Mutalisks coming straight in after this army as well.
Yeah, I think these DTs will kind of help clean up a little bit until that Overseer is done morphing. There's some DTs running around the map as well, running into the main base of Czech. There are so many Spore Crawlers around that it just doesn't matter that DT died there in the main. He didn't get a shot of it, but there's just so many Hydras here. The Speedlings as well, just buffering so that the Stalkers can't really get into range like they'd like to. And again, he's going to make a ton of Mutas here in a second. I think he expects there to be Colossi, and he keeps seeing that there's not, so he's making Hydras instead. But the moment he sees the Colossi, he's going to start using that Spire Tech.
Yeah, but I like that out of Czech, though. He's playing with his head. He's not getting overconfident. He is out at the front of choya's base. He knows he's got him contained on 2 bases. There's nothing that choya can do about it. He's also maxed yet again. He just doesn't want to risk overextending himself running up that ramp.
Exactly. Now here comes another DT. But again, with that Spore Crawler there, how much damage can that DT really do? Not a whole lot.
No, not at all. Czech also taking a 4th base now.
Patiently killing that pylon there on the low ground. And things are just looking so impossibly bad right now for choya.
A lot of people look at this and go, why isn't he just finishing him? And I kind of agree with Czech's mindset here. He doesn't want to throw it away.
Yeah, look at this. Pylon warping in at DT is spotted. We'll maybe get a shot of it. It's taken out. Czech just all over the map with his Speedlings, and it looks like we're going to have a little breakout here by choya, or at least that's what he thinks. Czech has something to say about it, though. Does take out a lot of those units.
There's nothing really that choya can do right now. He's at 96 supply to the maxed out Zerg army. Czech's most likely going to take another 3 or 4 bases right now. He's floating about 3k minerals, almost 1k gas. And the army's... he just doesn't have anything to do with it. He can't.
Yeah, choya is just trying to keep himself in this. He's making a Warp Prism right now, most likely, again, 4 DTs, but those DTs just haven't really been doing any damage. We haven't been getting enough shots of them, I don't think, though, but there have been DTs around the map this entire time. We're just kind of checking out Czech's army, but there are DTs all over the place, running around, killing drones, forcing them to run away, killing Spore Crawlers, killing Queens. But again, it's just not going to be enough.
And so many Spine Crawlers being made down at the bottom of choya's base here.
Yeah. The Robotics Bay is just now finishing up. He actually lost his Robo during that attack, so we had to remake that and then make the Robotics Facility. Oh, he's going to drop some probes down, probably try to make a Nexus, but it only takes 1 probe to do that, so choya probably just...
Well, he's already saturated his natural.
Yeah.
He's mined out in his main. There's nothing really else he can do.
Yeah, he's just going to have to wait there with those probes. He may even transfer some more probes with that Warp Prism. This is actually what I used to do when I played StarCraft 1 when I was really bad. And like I was losing a game, I just want to stay in it forever, and I just start picking my probes up and going to like the island on Lost Temple. I'm like, maybe he won't scout it. Maybe I'll be fine. I was like 10 years old.
And oh, here we go. We are going to be able to see here from cancels it. He's going to hide the probes in time. I'm not sure if he saw that or not.
I don't think he saw those probes, but I don't know if he saw any of that, to be honest. I think that's what you meant. But either way, the Zerglings would have seen it, and that's just one of the things Czech has been doing this entire time, is just running around with Zerglings trying to find stuff.
I think choya realizes he doesn't really have any other choice but to come out now. And he just looks at that army and goes, no, I cannot touch it. Pulls back. The Colossus out at the front. Jet's still playing very safe.
What he's trying to do here, I think, is pick off some of the units. He's just moving forward, then picking off some Zerlings, picking off some Hydras. Maybe that Warp Prism completely shut down. Will die here in just a moment. Actually, looks like it may barely escape. But what Choya is trying to achieve here is to just pick off some of these units. What he doesn't realize is that his opponent's sitting at 4,000, 2,000.
Yeah.
Every time he loses a Hydra, he just makes another one
Oh,
instantly.
and all these probes. I think he right-clicked on a mineral patch, lost all those probes as they were trying to come back. The only Nexus he has back in his main base. And it's just a matter of time now.
Yeah, maybe he's I don't know what he's trying to I just don't understand Choya's thought process right now. I mean, it's great that he wants to try to stay in the game. But there are times when it's just best to GG. I like his attitude of trying to stay in, and I'm not saying that's a bad attitude, but I think he's just making a lot of mistakes. Those probes, he may have been trying to use those probes to like scare Czech into thinking, oh, he has another base somewhere, and make him run around with some of his units, but Czech is just not going to fall for it. And it looks like we are going to finally see him move down here. He's bringing the probes, some good force fields, but there are just way too many units. GG.
There we go. So, Czech moves on. Choya, unfortunately, will have to go through the Code A again.
Yeah, if he decides to. I mean, after he lost in the Super Tournament, since he wasn't in Code A, I didn't think he was going to try to requalify. He's a coach. He's really busy. I mean, I, for example, didn't even attempt to qualify because I've just been so busy. And he did, so maybe he'll try it again. And I have no doubt in my mind it's definitely a possibility he could requalify. I'm a little surprised that Czech was able to take this match out today, to be honest, though.
Yeah, his previous results very recently have been. He's been slumping a little bit, but from those games I saw, I don't think he's in his slump anymore.
That's true. Right now for Protoss, especially Protoss versus Zerg, a lot of Protoss just don't know how to play the matchup. So you see a lot of these timing attacks. Choya is a player who just has always been inclined to do those timing attacks. But the state of PvZ right now is you see a lot of 6 gates. You see a lot of that 7-gate +2 timing attacks with the Observer. You see in with Blink. You see a lot of those Blink Stalker 1-base all-ins. You see some DT play, but you don't really see a 3-gate Sentry expand that much anymore.
Is that a pink keyboard?
No, I think it was just the keyboard cover.
Oh, okay.
It, yeah.
That was a little bit weird
It
there
looked
for a
a little
second.
weird, yeah. But the state of PvZ right now is just kind of in that way where people are just doing timing attacks, and for a while it was working. And now Zergs are like, no, I know what you're going to do.
Yep.
And even if it's a Nexus first or a 3-gate Sentry span, it's like, I still know what you're going to do eventually. You're just going to make a bunch of gateways and attack me, or sometimes you're going to make a bunch of Void Rays and attack me. But there's no pressure into a mid, into a late game, kind of at the top level of Protoss versus Zerg right now. There's just not a lot of that. But someone we're about to see in a minute, OGS Hero, watched him play a lot of PvZs. He knows how to do it.
You are a fanboy of Hero. I remember that. You're jumping around at the Code A. I got Heroes playing. I gotta go
He's
watch.
so good. But anyway, so I think that's kind of why Zergs are doing better in this matchup right now. Or at least, a player like Czech, who I didn't think was as strong as he showed today, he just kind of figured it out, whereas Choya is still doing that sort of timing attack style.
Well, a lot of people knew that was going to be inevitable to come through. A while ago, Zergs were having a lot of trouble with Protoss timing attacks, and now that they've had a chance to actually figure them all out and know how to react every single time, Protoss are going, what can I do?
Yeah, I'm not saying right now that Zerg is overpowered, so please don't think that. What I'm trying to say is that Zergs understand the matchup much better, and Protosses understand that when they 6-gate or 7-gate, sometimes they win, but they don't know what to do otherwise. I'm not saying no one knows what to do. Everyone knows kind of what to do, but they kind of struggle to do it.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes, though. So we are going to go into our next match, which I believe is OGS Hero
versus MVP Noblesse.
Noblesse, that's right. Noblesse premiered for MVP in the Team League on Thursday night.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's shown a lot of mixed results, but I think he's a very solid player overall. Of course, qualifying for Code A is no easy feat.
No, I'm just trying to remember who he actually took out to come into Code A.
He may... I'm trying to remember myself either. I've cast so many games, and I'm actually here. It starts to...
before you walk into the room, and then it just disappears.
I think he actually was still in Code A from last season. He just didn't go up into Code S.
That's right. Yes.
If I remember correctly. So he was in Code S last season, or Code A last season rather.
On the other hand, though, Hero actually qualified for Code A by taking out Dongre Gu in the Code A qualifiers.
Yeah. And that was quite an epic series. And when I watched that, I watched the way that he played, and I said, Hero, I think you actually know how to play PvZ. You actually know how to use... He used Phoenixes, and he just harassed, and he spent the entire game harassing and just built up a force. And it wasn't like the death ball type of force. It was like this force that was constantly mobile around the map, and he just... When the Baneling drops came over his units, he spread them like... It was just beautiful, actually. It was like parting the seas or something, man.
Well, we have seen him play quite a bit in online tournaments as well for the foreign scene, and he does really like his Phoenix play.
He really does.
We'll see if he wants to use
He
it in this
uses them
matchup.
against Terran sometimes when I've cast him, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that.
So, I don't know. Who do you think is going to take this one out, Wolf?
Well, I would like to say Hero will do it, but I don't know. He's been known to do well offline. He's been known to, he qualified, but he's been known to fail in pressure situations like he hasn't qualified before. This is his first time. So today is his first time sitting in that booth here at the GSL, and I think there are going to be a lot of nerves. Noblesse has a lot more experience, and I think he could easily lose, but I think that he has the advantaged player here. So we are going to have a 2-minute break, guys. Actually, excuse me, we're going to have a 5-minute break, so you can maybe go get a snack or something, and we'll see you guys in just a bit.